Hey guys, it's Lewis. Welcome back to Stoned A Problems. Hope everyone's been having a great start to their weekend. So, on a quick update as to yesterday's random events that occurred during the early hours of the morning yesterday when I did, the whole thing about my battery and stuff. So, what ended up happening is I had to wait for 3 fucking hours for the tow truck to finally arrive. But he was a cool dude, He gave me a charge. He checked the battery out, and he told me, "Yo, you got to go to AutoZone or whatever and get it checked out because next time you turn your car off, it will not turn on again." And as it turned out, when I arrived at said AutoZone, right by my house, turns out I had a faulty battery, and I had to go ahead and purchase a new one. And I was basically fucked. I had to spend some money on buying a battery, but at least it comes with insurance for 3 years and all that shit. So it's something I would not have to be worrying about for this for a prolonged duration of time. So we're all good here. Life happens, and you gotta do what you gotta do. So in today's episode, I wanted to talk about something that's become more and more prevalent, and you could attribute a lot of it to false standards set by social media and shit. And obviously, when you go to the gym, you're going to encounter it one way or the other, and that's gear, that's saucing up, steroids, you know, um, becoming an enhanced individual. I'm gonna preface my whole fucking video by saying I'm obviously not a doctor. I'm nothing like that. I'm not promoting that use. I'm not promoting the use of steroids. It's not legal here in the United States unless you're in a TRT on TRT clinics and market health from more place, more dates and shit like that. So, obviously I'm not a health doctor. I'm just a fucking dude that likes to go to the gym, and this is my opinion on it. I like, I've been, I'm sure like a lot of you guys as well, you either you've been tempted to use it, or you're already using it. And I've been tempted to use it quite a bit, for a while there I was like this fucking close to just starting blind, which are most definitely led to serious health problems. So I'm glad I never took that leap. More recently, like these past few months, I've been really researching it, and not just because I want to do it, but I really do want to be a personal trainer, and I feel like it's absolutely conducive for you, or it would behoove you to learn about steroids and learn how to read blood work and learn how different compounds and different mixtures for a prolonged period of time, how they affect your androgen receptors, how they affect your androgenicity, and how it fucks up your lipids and your HDL levels and shit like that, and your sympathetic drive because of the lack of estrogen that is now being replaced by fucking idiots taking trembolone for a prolonged fucking period of time at insane, unnecessary doses. So that's something I've been really researching. So, and if you're interested in that, look up people like More Place, More Dates, Leo Longevity, Vigorous Steve. To me, those guys are like the holy trinity. To really like when they really start getting into the clinical data and stuff like that in terms of what really happens when you start getting enhanced and what are the requisite parameters you should have in place in order to be as healthy as possible. Continuous blood work, have AIs in place, even though AIs are terrible, but have certain parameters in place. Obviously, I'm not in any way, shape, or form even remotely qualified to even speak about these things. So just check those guys out. I'm still a newbie checking these things. I know my fair share, but I still got a long way to go. And the reason I want to talk about that today is because it really has become a big problem. Like I used to be the type of guy that's like, oh, like I used to be like the person that would villainize anybody that would take steroids. Like, oh, you're a cheater. I just want to do it natural. Look at me, natural. I'm natural. If you take steroids, you're a fucking cheater and you're a loser. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not on that camp anymore. I'm the sort of person that is like, if you want to make that jump, you make that jump. I'm just hoping that you are aware of the consequences. You know, It's not something that should be taken lightly. It's not something that should be taken blindly. It's not something that you should buy from the black market and just start. You know, it's a life-changing decision. Obviously, you're gonna start fucking up with your hormones. You're gonna start fucking with your blood work. It's like girls who take fucking um, a birth control just so they could let their boyfriends done in them, and being completely oblivious of the damaging effects of birth control. How thousands of women die every year for taking birth control for what? So you don't use a condom? Like, grow the fuck up. But steroids has become a big problem. And I think it's a lot to do with social media. And I think it's a lot to do with you got these fucking Gymshark athletes or wannabe influencers looking jacked as fuck all year round, claiming natty. I mean, they're not really natty, obviously. And, you got 14-year-olds taking huge amount of tremolone and SARMs, which has burst onto the scene in these past couple of years. And there's still so much data to be gathered from SARM because they're supposed to be more selective than other things such as testosterone, which causes the aromatization of estrogen. Obviously, when you start increasing your testosterone, your estrogen is going to boost up, and that in turn causes, the side effects of having more estrogen, which is holding more water and looking more fluffy and holding more nitrogen in your muscles, which make you have that bloated look. So that's why a lot of people don't really like to do tests, or they fucking put in Anavar or a Tren, which is more selective, which is more androgenistic, which is more anabolic selective, which also causes problems. So, yeah. I want to talk about it because it's like one way or the other, whether you have started this fitness journey or not, you're going to run into it. You're going to run into people at the gym that do it, obviously. And there's quite a bit of misconceptions that I used to have, and I just wanted to address it because, like I said, I care about fitness, and I feel like it's something that is absolutely critical and crucial to have this discussion. Like I said, I've been tempted to do it, and I probably will, in all honesty. Like, not now, obviously. Like I said, I really want to dive into it. And like Greg Doucette says, and Derek, and like everyone that I really respect in terms of this whole space of fitness says, if you have any doubts about doing it, that means you don't do it. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying? If you have any ounce of trepidation in terms of really going all out on this, then don't do it because you're not ready for it. I'm not ready for it because I'm still hesitant, obviously. But I'm definitely going to probably get on it later. I'm most definitely going to get on HRT type shit when I'm in my 40s. Because, you could get regular blood work from your doctor. You can get, you can titrate up or titrate down as necessary depending on how your, your HDL levels are, your HBGH levels are, your free testosterone levels, where are they, what's going on with your lipids, what's going on with your, and see what works for you. Obviously, with the supervision of a doctor is always the most conducive manner to go about this instead of going in it blind. Have a professional, and it's fucking legal. So that means you're gonna get fucking pharmaceutical grade fucking oil to inject into your fucking ass. You're gonna get some real shit, not some fucking crap that's mixed up in a lab and you have no idea if it's really what they say it is. I've seen fucking videos of people injecting that shit into their quads and they fucking, bro, when that shit bursts, when you get a cyst on that shit, wow, that is nasty as fuck. Nasty as fuck. That shit gets really bad. But I've thought about doing it, and a lot of it has to do with personality. I am a pretty hothead dude. And I don't think a person with my personality traits will be a good fit for steroids at this point in time. I'm not saying I'm like I'm a highly volatile individual, or, I'm fucking looking to beat the shit out of everybody every motherfucking day or anything, but I do run into those temptations quite a bit. A lot of people are really fucking stupid. And so, like I said, I'm already a hothead. If I fucking start mixing my testosterone levels and boost it up even higher, I am I'm a little petrified of what that can entail. You know, More Place More Days, his channel, Derek, his channel has like a whole thing of like Trembolone horror stories, you know, and how like, you know, Trembolone is one of the most effective drugs out there, but it's probably the most psychoactive one, and so many people take it nonchalant. You know, it fucks with your head. It fucks with your hormones. Like, remember, your estrogen, yeah, it makes you hold water, but it's a necessary hormone. You know, it's a hormone that allows you to stabilize your fucking moods. So you're not constantly in a sympathetic drive, which causes road rage. You know, it helps you regulate your sleep. There's things called Trencov. There's tremsomnia, where you wake up in cold sweats, you can't even fucking breathe, and when you're elongating your fucking neck, you can get what is that fucking thing with the, I forgot the name of it. Sleep, sleep. When you need the machine to breathe, and now your heart is basically gonna have a heart attack every single fucking time you go to sleep. I draw blank. But yeah, so there's obviously a lot of consequences to joining this, and hopefully I could get some people to not really do it. Do your research is what I promote. Do your research, really dive into the details, really dive into the clinical studies, really dive into the most efficacious compounds and how they say, you know, always go with the lowest effective dose so you don't have to deal with so many symptoms. Don't be taking the same compounds that are going to fucking cause the same amount of symptoms, or have the same mechanism of action. So you're basically doing two drugs, doubling the symptoms for the same bullshit, obviously. So you want to take different things. There's like 3 different families of testosterone based, nandrolone, and I forgot the other one. N19, nandrolone 19, and then you have the third one, which I completely forgot, which is things like D-ball, you know, Dianabol, and stuff like that. And you know, it needs to be said, because like as I said earlier, a lot of fucking teenagers are on that shit, and I'm sure that everyone in high school has met people like that. Like, I had a friend of mine named, well, you know, obviously no names are ever going to be said here. Unfortunately passed away a few years ago, a friend of mine, because he started taking steroids, and he started getting lumps on his ass, because clearly the fucking shit that he was getting was probably not real. And obviously, as a minor, you can't just go to your doctor and having to fucking say, "Oh, I'm on steroids." You can't. That's just not something that you could just fucking do. You know what I'm saying? You're fucking doing something highly illegal. And you know, due to complications of prolonged exposure and lack of information, I believe, you know, the naivety and ignorance of youth. You know, we always feel like we're invulnerable because we're young. He passed away at a very early age. And I have another friend of mine that ran Trent for 2 years, and now has an enlarged heart at the age of 24. So, you know, that obviously means he's probably not going to live a very long life. So, like, there are consequences, you know, to this. And for what? You know, to look jacked, to get bitches, to get more likes on Instagram, so you can look like your fucking favorite influencer, you know. But one thing I am glad about is a lot of people are becoming more outspoken about it, and at the same time, there is the opposite extreme, where people are clearly sauced and they don't say they're sauced. People like Michael Hearn. I fucking love Michael Hearn. Trains like an animal. I take a lot of his doctrines as well in terms of strength and the whole power bodybuilding aspect, which I, you know, explained in my previous video on my training methodology. A lot of it is derived from his philosophy, because, like, you know, you have to go with people that help you, or what you see as your body likes, or you know, productive for your body in terms of muscle growth and all that. And I do fuck with his doctrine. I love how his form is absolutely fucking, like, fucking impeccable. It's fucking beautiful to watch. But he claims lifelong natty, which is fucking annoying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know why it's still such a taboo. Like, it's 2021. I don't know why it's such a taboo to openly state that you're on fucking steroids. I mean, what's the problem with that shit? Like, I really don't see the problem. with that. You know, people are talking about being open and being proud of what you are and being proud of what you do. You know, there's fucking trans people fucking cutting off their boobs and having invasive surgeries to cut off their genitalia so they could, you know, have a makeshift vagina, basically. And that's okay. But as soon as you fucking say you're on steroids, oh no, you're a fucking idiot. Oh, you're detrimenting, you're fucking up your health and shit like that. But why? Like, like, can't you make the same case with people that are fucking putting their kids on testosterone so they can fucking transition to male? Or vice versa, you know, cutting off testosterone levels, dumping it to the fucking floor with AIs and pumping them up with estrogen so they could be more and more female. You're fucking your chemicals up, but you don't see that same sort of backlash. Like, there is backlash, and I'm one of those people. I don't feel like you as a fucking kid. Like, you can make the case, and that's a conversation for another time. But the point is, I don't think it's a problem. Like I said, like if you're doing it, do it, proclaim it. Like, obviously, it's not that simple, especially if your whole career has been centered around you being all natty. You know, like, I love The Rock. There's no way that guy's fucking not. There's no way that guy's natty. There's no way people like Terry Crews are natty. But they claim they are. Like, you're telling me that at 50 years old, you look better when you were in your actual fucking prime at 30? Like, you can't just say that it's just hard work and chicken and broccoli and rice and I wake up at 4 in the morning to train for 3 hours a day, twice a day, blah, blah, blah. Horse shit. Bullshit. Well, it's not a big deal. And what that causes is people to be secretive about their own escapades with steroids. To have kids doing that shit because they want to look like their fucking favorite movie star. They want to look like Captain America. They want to look like Chris Evans when he's Captain America. Or fucking this guy when he's Deadpool or Thor. And then they start realizing that they are not capable of pulling off that feat. Like, obviously, a lot of it has to do with genetics. You know, not everyone can walk around looking like fucking Ronnie Coleman or Phil Heath. Even with all the fucking steroids in the world. You know, no one can look like Chris Bumstead except Chris fucking Bumstead. You know? And it's such bullshit what people say nowadays. And it's one of the many problems I have with this bullshit fucking era that we live in. That we're all equal. That we're all the same. That there is no biological difference. You know, we're all born the same. We all do the same. Like, no, it's not the fucking point. That's not life. That's not reality. There are levels. You know what I'm saying? There are people that are just fucking genetic elites. You know, people who have polymorphisms and fucking and myostatin deficiency. And if you know what myostatin is, it's basically the hormone that stops you from accruing too much muscle and too much mass, you know, too much lean body mass, which is obviously hugely taxing on your organs. You know, like these big ass bodybuilders walking around at 300, 400 pounds all year. That's not good. That's why obesity is not good. You can't make the case that obesity is okay. That's a fucking another video for another time. But I feel like it's just something that needs to be addressed, and it's something that you, as a person that hits the gym or plans on hitting the gym, keep that in account, because you're gonna get tempted one way or the other into performance-enhancing drugs, and hopefully, if you ever decide to make that decision, you know what the fuck you're doing. You have health safety parameters in place, and health is first. You know, don't start dosing 500 mgs of fucking testosterone on your first cycle, you know, right off the fucking bat, when you don't even know how you're going to react to these sort of things. You know, people do HPG cycles or HPH cycles just to see how high they can get their testosterone levels up, just to see, you know, where they can work around and stuff like that. Like, there really is a complex sequence of events that you have to be taking place if you really want to do it the right way. You know, at the end of the day, it's all about longevity. I train not to just look, you know, fucking swole, which is nice. but it's to be healthy, and it's to be strong, and to be healthy, and to live longer. That's why I eat clean. Like, I eat clean for the most part. I'm not gonna fucking proclaim that I eat nothing but healthy shit. But I try to be as healthy as possible because I want to live long. I want to be 50 years old and being able to walk around looking like a fucking gilf, as they say, a grandpa, all that. You know, they could probably still get bitches and shit. Look healthy, not have my back fucking bent and my knees all gone and have no libido, nothing, with a big ass gut. Fuck that. But I just wanted to throw that out there about steroids. I'll probably come back into the topic later on because it's really important. It's just such a huge prevalent issue in the fitness community. And even with women, a lot of these fucking fitness girls, they get injections in their ass to make their ass look bigger. So it's all this false advertisement also that's a fucking huge issue. Oh, buy my ebook. You can lose your stomach and get your ass fatter at the same time. Like, I don't even understand. Okay, there are really stupid people out there, but goddamn, you gotta be stupid as fuck to really think you can do that. Like, you could pull that off. Like, you could somehow make your body selective. Unless you have fucking amazing genetics, which I never want to say, you're not gonna fucking pull that off. How are you gonna get a fatter ass and not have a bigger belly? Because if to have a fatter ass, you basically have to be in a calorie surplus. But people fall for it. And they fall for, the reason these girls have such toned abs. And people have toned abs because they put the fucking cream on, or they put the fucking wrap on, or whatever the fuck. When it's not. It's called a calorie deficit. It's probably popping Anavor. Anavor is like a really big proponent for girls, even though it causes viralization after prolonged exposure, and especially in the high doses that these fucking chicks be taking. They be taking way too much. 30 to 50 milligrams a day when all you need is basically like 10. Like 5 to 10 and you're fine. That's why a lot of these girls start getting their voice deepened because it causes viralization. It's very androgen selective. And then it starts cutting off your estrogen, which sometimes helps women because, estrogen holds in more water, and that's why women are never going to be as lean as guys. It's just not possible. It's just how life works. It's not being sexist. I'm just calling it how life made it to be. It's called Mother Nature, and nature made it that way. So that's probably going to just go on a tangent to another episode. I really want to talk about also false advertisements in the fitness community, false perceptions. And that's probably going to be a topic for another video. But for right now, I just wanted to do a quick rundown on steroid use. If you do decide, like I said before, and I'm going to iterate it all the fucking time, do your fucking research. Take your time with it. Learn. And, at the end of the day, like, if you don't have to do it, don't do it. Really maximize your natural growth potential before you do that. You know what I'm saying? Optimize your sleep. Sleep, motherfucker. Sleep for like 8 hours. People really do underestimate the value of sleep. People really do underestimate how important it is to fucking sleep in order to recover, in order to get your muscles refreshed and recover for the next workout without feeling all draggy. Optimize your nutrition. Don't fucking continue to partake in the atrocious American diet. Okay? Eat your fucking greens. Eat your vegetables and fruits. Don't be scared of fructose. Eat good. Eat clean. Work out right. Sleep right. Optimize everything. I'm growing, and I still have so much potential left to grow. Like, I don't want to stifle it before it reaches its maximum potential by start exogenously pumping fucking testosterone and other chemicals into my body. So thank you guys for listening again. I'm going to leave you guys with that. Take with it what you will. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all that other good shit. And, till next time, hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. Peace.